thing that's important to remember is when your friend comes to you and tells you that they're being victimized, the difference between them getting the help that they need, which they're obviously trying to tell you what help they need, or them ending their own existence, comes down to whether or not you listen. I don't mean listen to reply or listen to give advice. I don't mean listen to compare or make a assessment contest or to tell them that, well, it could always be worse, so they just need to forget about it, because that's not how abuse works. A lot of people out here, they don't stop to recognize that just because somebody's male doesn't mean that they're able to take care of themselves. Because somebody's homeless doesn't mean that they deserve it. Doesn't mean that they chose it. Like how many people want to use the excuse, oh well, no matter how bad your family was, once you turn 18, you no longer have an excuse. No, that's not how it works. If you don't have a good start, you're pretty well screwed. But there are people, at least, who cry. Wonderful stories about people who beat the odds, right? Of course, how many people actually beat the odds? How many of those people do you personally know? You guys want to talk about autism? A lot of people look it up for 5 minutes and then they start looking for brain. Like she's somehow our Christ or something. Helena County Fair open public parking. Cool. It's trash because the fair's over, but it's cool as far as memorabilia goes, I guess. I didn't go. But one of the things that I try to stress is that just because I'm able to take a lot of pain doesn't mean that my body is going to let me. When I need help with something, it's a need, it's not a want. Nobody wants help. That's reality. Nobody actually wants help. We don't want to ask for help. We don't want to need it. For damn sure. For a lot of people, the difference between them being out here on the streets or them being in a place, whether or not they can swallow their pride and accept help. That is especially so with women out here, but not all women. The majority of the women out here are screwed. Same as the majority of the men out here. If you have to move to a new area and you're not a local, you just don't matter as much. Yesterday I made a pretty decent amount. I made enough money to almost fill up my gas tank. I still have a little left over for coffee. The thing is, I can't take care of myself no matter how many times I say that. These people who claim to be my friends and family who ran away as soon as I was disabled. Like, that's literally how shitty it went. I remember back in the beginning of October of 2018, or beginning of October of 2015, and then the day before my birthday, I fucked myself up. That's physical disabilities. But one of the issues we have out here is that people just assume that we're on drugs. They just assume that we chose to be out here. Many of the people who promised to help me, many of the excuses that they had made for years and years, are excuses exactly like that. Oh, well, someone told me that you just chose that. I got a question. If you got a choice between being raped by your dad or hitting the streets, which one are you going to pick? I'm pretty sure for most people, letting daddy do that is not on the menu. Oh, Jesus. Curb. There are a lot of different types of abuse. Physical abuse, sexual abuse, financial abuse, systemic abuse. I've had to deal with all of that. Services taking advantage of Medicare and Medicaid, committing Medicare and Medicaid fraud when I'm sent there for assistance. Why am I being sent to mental health to turn in crimes that are committed against me? Why are police officers sending me to mental health if mental health is going to say, oh, well, it's not our job to investigate? If they're just going to blow me off when I'm doing what it is the cops told me to do, that is not on me. That is not my fault. That is not my choice. That is not my decision. But that is, matter of factly, my reality. I don't have a friend or family member to help me to turn stuff in when a crime is committed against me. It sucks. What I have to deal with is each and every one of them feeling sorry for themselves as if they're the only person who has problems. Meanwhile, many of these people, I have stopped what I've been doing over and over and over again to help them because I do care about them. I legit care about them. The evidence of that is shown in my actions and my choices and my decisions. When Mandy Singer was stuck in Arizona being abused by Joseph, she got a hold of me and let me know that she was on her way to Colorado. I knew that it was fucking freezing in Colorado. So I made sure that I got a hold of Angela Kurzmal in Colorado because I wasn't anywhere near Colorado. I had to be away from there for my own safety and for the safety of my loved ones. But I did what I could to help Mandy Singer right away. Right away. Same thing when Angela Kurzmal said that she was having problems. The same thing with Sierra Santoya. I do what I can when you ask. I help how you ask in most situations. In some situations I can't. If you tell me that you're being abused, but that you don't have a safe place to go to, that you're going to end up on the streets and that you'll lose everything if you do that, I do understand, especially when a lot of the stuff you're trying to keep is court paperwork, because out here, well, trying to get custody of your kids when you're homeless is completely beyond fucked. I don't have any kids, so I can do things that most parents can't do, and a lot of parents have preyed on that. I understand why. They wanted somebody who they could trust with their kids, and more importantly, at a lot of these points in time, somebody who had the time to watch their kids. With a lot of them, it became a habit because who better to watch your kids than some dude who's entertaining and funny and not interested in sex with anyone? I mean, really.
I wanted to believe the best in people, but the problem is that I needed professionals to do their jobs. In order for the professionals to want to do their jobs, I needed a friend or family member who would talk with me or talk to them with me so that we could get an investigation started and get it started on the criminal course that it needed to be on. Instead of me being forced to jump through hoops that don't work unless you have a friend or family member once you're called mentally ill, and none of your friends or family members, even the ones who claim that they're gonna, ever come through. I'm exhausted and overwhelmed. I do have almost a full tank of gas. Pretty close. It's within a quarter of a tank anyway. And I'm glad for that. You know, I'm not hateful or angry. $30 worth of gas. I expected to give me a full tank of gas. I thought I'd get, $21 or $22 worth of gas. And that the rest of it, the other $8, I could use to pay for some gas to come back from Portland. Problem is, a lot of people have told me it's real hard to make any money in Portland, flying a sign or otherwise. A lot of people are moving out of Portland. It's because of the homeless population issue. Where's all this money that's supposed to be going to help the homeless? Is it going to buying property? Buying property, safe property, a safe place for people to be or to live? A lot of these people have useful skills. The problem is that they're constantly running around in survival mode. How can you take care of yourself when you're stuck in survival mode and disabled and your disabilities are being ignored? People want to make it a piston contest, or they want to get drunk and talk over you, like Veronica Bruce did, like Teresa Orn did, like Shannon Alvarado did. Meanwhile, I'm disabled whether I want to be or not. Please forgive the kids screaming. They're just playing, just so you know. Yes, they're loud. You guys were loud when you were kids, too. Now, one thing that you guys might have noticed, I am completely willing to go to jail and or prison in order to protect children, especially from rapists and child molesters. Every person that I went to for help before Natalie was killed that didn't come forward about it right away did wrong things. After Natalie was killed, they knew how wrong those things were that they had done. To talk over me, to downplay how serious the situation it was. Before I hurt my back in 2015, I was everybody's go-to when they needed help. When I needed help, it was, let's blow it off until it becomes a major issue. Like with my teeth. People said, oh, you gotta do this, you gotta do that, you gotta go to a dentist. I'm like, I know I gotta go to the dentist. Oh, well, they're gonna take an x-ray. Yeah, I know. I've had dozens of x-rays, and by the time I get the money to go back, well, it's already past 2 weeks, and they tell me I gotta start over with x-rays. So I ended up spending over $5,000 on x-rays without having a single tooth pulled. That was in the state of Colorado before Obamacare. Right after Obamacare, Jerry Sparks came and rescued me and took me up to Bozeman, Montana. And that's where I got my teeth yanked. I got 22 of them pulled out all at the same time. I have 0 teeth in my head. A lot of the stuff that I have to deal with because of people's assumptions. When it comes to autism, our autism advocates aren't advocating for us. And now we got this lady, Chloe Roma. She claims to be a men's rights advocate, but now she's asking us to do things that are the opposite of what she's said to do. She doesn't advocate for any of us the way that she wants us to advocate for her. I've spoken out about her on several occasions. And this one occasion, Chloe is right. Absolutely. And NBC just did something about the situation by slandering the living hell out of Chloe Roma's name, the same way that my name was slandered. Roma Army Men's Rights. She's supposed to be the largest men's rights advocacy group in the world. Well, she advocates for a lot of little stuff, and she also tries to tell the guys who are never going to stand a chance in hell how to be Chads. Well, no thank you. We've got enough men's rights places telling us how to be Chads, how to go to the gym and try to hunt for women's. We're not interested. Those of us who are not interested are left out, because that seems to be the focus of all of it, is our right to date. You know what? You want to complain that fat women are getting on and saying that you owe it to fat women to give them a chance? You want to be angry that trans men or trans women are getting on and saying that you owe it to give them a chance? But you want to get on and you want to say that women owe you a chance. No, nobody owes anybody a chance when it comes to sex. If you have preferences, you're allowed to have your preferences. You're allowed to have them. You're not allowed to be mean and cruel to another person over them. That's the problem that I have, is that people think that because I'm intelligent, that I can do it myself. No, the term mentally ill means that people are just going to talk over me and assume that they know better than me, no matter how intelligent I am. They're going to play like I'm stupid, or they're going to want to share stories about themselves and say they know, they understand. But then you've heard their story 100 times, and they haven't heard yours once. There's a lot of people that I've told their stories, the stuff that's recorded, and I got some of that information wrong, which is why it's a good thing that it's recorded. And some of the things that people wanted to go off on are so fucking trivial. After they had done such horrible things wrong, they wanted to go off on things that were either A, completely trivial and beside the point, or B, things that literally never happened, that supposedly happened with somebody else. Well, fuck what you heard. What were you there for? I have to deal with the fact that people don't know the difference between having Tourette syndrome and being on meth. They don't know the difference between being autistic and being schizophrenic. I've recorded a few people who are autistic. Claire Jordan, she's autistic. She has Asperger's. She's highly intelligent. If you've listened to Claire on my channel, and she's on more than once, then you know how intelligent she is, and also how when she's overwhelmed, listening is pretty important. Well, the same thing with me, but people don't give me that. What they do is they eventually want to talk over me. They get bored with what I'm saying, and the more they interrupt me, the faster I start speaking, and the more general terms that I speak in as well. The reason for that is because I don't know when I'm going to get my turn to say something again. People eventually just talk over me. That usually doesn't take long. It usually takes about as long as it takes for them to get bored. And then they start telling me I got to get a hold of somebody else who's already said it's not their job. Meanwhile, they all say it's not their job when you don't have a friend or family member who helps you to turn it in. And I got to deal with a bunch of people saying, oh, I don't understand what to do. Well, I've been telling you since before Natalie was killed, I needed somebody to call it in with me. I'm being taken advantage of. I can't take care of myself. I'm separated from my loved ones. I'm separated from my support network. People are harming me and threatening to kill me and my friends and family, and I've had to move repeatedly. What more is there to say? And by the way, that was all stuff that was happening before Natalie was killed. After she was killed and it was all over the news, fuck, got 1,000 times worse. People harassing me and threatening to kill me and threatening to kill my family and just not getting the fuck off of it. Meanwhile, nobody wanted to look at that. The news didn't want to look at that, still don't want to look at that. The people who claimed that they would look at that evidence, I sent it to them as much as I could before realizing that they're not looking at it or that they have no interest in turning it in, that they bullshit me. But then, of course, because I caught them bullshitting me, I must be intelligent enough to do a bunch of stuff that takes money that I don't have anymore because I spent my money jumping through the hoops they promised me if I jumped through, they'd help me. So all I'm doing is spending my disability money to run around in circles and get absolutely nowhere. For people who are busy getting drunk, or they're so schizophrenic and delusional that they think that they're aliens or vampires or creepy stuff like that. Or of course there was that guy this morning, Randy, talking about killing people in Canada over his phone, and if Yang doesn't get here, he's gonna beat somebody up. And just I got him and a bunch of other people in this town recorded saying that stuff, and some of them actually do those things. Robert Farnsworth, 2018, Tillamook, Oregon. Criminal convictions, January 16th. January 16th, 2019. Robert Lee Farnsworth, 40, was convicted of strangulation, a Class A misdemeanor, committed on or about November 14th, 2018. Criminal convictions, April 18th. April 18th, 2018. On March 30th, Robert Lee Farnsworth admitted to being in violation of probation for failing to... Alright, and then it's just got 3 dots. I don't want to click on that because then it'll get me stuck in it. December 1st, 2022. On November 14th, Robert Lee Farnsworth, 44, pled guilty and was convicted of harassment, a Class B misdemeanor, committed on or about August... 3 dots. December 29th, 2022. On November 14th, Robert Lee Farnsworth, 43, pled no contest to a count of harassment. Yep. Oh, there's some from the surrounding counties too. So, oh, shit. Robert Farnsworth, 2018, Tillamook. Just to show you I'm telling the truth. God damn it. Oh, come on. Sorry about that. Oh, come on. I'm trying to get it to actually focus on my phone here. Maybe if I get in really close and then pull it out slowly. Well, anyway, when somebody calls you mentally ill, that takes away all of your rights. Looks like he was also sentenced in 2022, 20 days in jail, ordered to pay restitution. Anyway, under family member, I just have to deal with people like this having repeated access to me because I don't have a safe place to go turn this in or someone to help me to turn this in. I always have to start over from scratch with someone new to try to show them 6 years worth, 7 years worth, 8 years worth, how many years worth of abuse is there going to be before somebody takes a look at it and says, hey man, this is some fucking bullshit. This happens to somebody once by Officer Waylon Lolatai. And you'll show that when he does stuff to me. You ignore that altogether. So does the news. So do the courts. They ignore his history of abuse prior and after and pretend like I'm just hallucinating. That's not okay. When I saw my own doctors, not a single one of them thought that I was schizophrenic. Not a single one. But because officers thought that I was schizophrenic, no, they didn't. No, they didn't. They were trying to help out my predators who claimed that I was schizophrenic. Those people bullied me and harassed me and threatened to kill me and my friends and family over and over and over again until I had a mental breakdown. And then you pretend that I'm an evil, violent monster because I had a mental breakdown and did what was necessary to try to get heard. You want to tell me this shit's not illegal? Really? Bet me. I bet you it's illegal if I do it. I bet you if I do it, people will help them. I bet you if I do it, people won't say, oh, I don't know how. I don't know how. To them. I bet you if I do it back, people will help my predators the way you pretend you don't know how. I bet you if I give you a tiny taste of what I have to go through, you will scream like a little bitch and whine and complain and have somebody else get involved in harassing me, threatening me, or fucking with my situation to cut me off from having the basic goddamn resources just to fucking take care of myself. I am an at-risk and disabled adult, god damn it. There needs to be somebody there. Someone there that I can reach out to when crimes are committed against me. And all the places that I am told to go to take advantage of me without a friend or family member who gives a shit enough to make the first fucking call with me to get the fucking process goddamn started. Fuck all of you.